Hello Beach class, this is where we left off yesterday. We had the choice of page 56 or 58, and it was split even, a complete tie. So I'm just going to turn the page and go for page 56. You have decided to go back to the hole at the top of the cave. You see a broken and charred gate on the far side of the fortress, but decided to go back over the collapsed wall the way you came in, just to be sure you don't miss the track back down the hillside. Going down is harder than climbing up because you can't reach forward and grab on things so easily. A couple of times you slip on the smooth rocks as you descend. You slow down as you get close to the top of the hole, not wanting to slip over the edge. The hole appears below you as a gaping crack in the earth. You work your way round the side and look for the vines that you climbed in. It's hard to tell which vines are which from this angle. You regret not marking the right ones. When you're pretty sure you've found the place to descend, you lie on your belly, clutching the vines, and lower yourself feet first over the ledge. It is hot and your hands are sweaty. You twist your head around, searching for a foothold. You finally jam your foot over a twist in two vines and are able to take the pressure off your arms. This isn't as easy as you thought it would be. You find the next foothold is just as hard. Your arms strain as you try to find a place to rest your foot. This is so much harder than climbing up, when you could easily see where to put your foot as you climbed. Your arms are aching as you look for a step. Your feet are flailing around desperately. You feel your hands slipping on the vines as your strength starts to go. You try to grip harder, but you can't. You are slipping. The friction burns your hands. The pain is too much, and you fall through the darkness. Unfortunately, this part of the story is over now. You made an unwise decision in trying to climb down the vine. Remember, it's often harder climbing down than up, especially when you can't see where you put your feet. Pity you didn't think of that. But not to worry, you can start over. It's time for you to make a decision. Do you go back to the very beginning of the story on page 7, or go back to your previous decision and decide to leave the fortress and try to find another way back to the resort? Okay, Beach class, as we were split yesterday, I think it's only fair that we go on to page 58. Sorry, those who voted for page 56, it did not turn out well. Here goes for page 58. You've decided to try and find another way back to the resort. The most obvious way is to leave the fortress is through a charred gate on the far side of the courtyard. You step over the massive burnt timbers lying on the ground and step outside the compound, where there is an overgrown pathway covered with white shells twisting down the hillside. After the first sharp corner, the pathway disappears under a canopy into the jungle. Being unused like it is, the jungle has taken back much of the path. Deep ruts have been cut across it during the rains, and the footing is tricky in places. As you were jumping over one such channel cut into the pathway, you notice a huge centipede crawling down its centre. You can't believe the size of it. You remember reading about giant centipedes that live here in the Caribbean, but you never dreamed you'd see one. It is longer than a foot. You stop for a quick look, and then remember it's also extremely poisonous and feeds on birds, lizards, tarantulas, spiders, and even bats. Then you remember it is also supposed to be very fast on its many, many feet. You move down the hill, looking back once or twice to make sure the nasty-looking beast isn't following you. This is not an insect you want to mess around with. About halfway down the hill, near the edge of the path, you see a huge spider's web strung between two trees. You move a little closer to take a look. The spider is bright yellow with black stripes on its legs. You read about this spider too. It's a banana spider, also known as the Brazilian wandering spider, one of the most lethal in the world. Suddenly, the jungle seems a dangerous place to be. Your walk becomes more of a trot as you scrunch down the shelled path. You look right and left, wondering what other lethal creatures are lurking in the jungle, ready to leap out and ruin your holiday. At the bottom of the path, you pass a stone cairn. On top of the cairn is a flat stone with a compass rose and an arrow engraved into it, pointing back up the hill in the direction from which you came. You are relieved to be back on the beach. You pull out your water bottle and drain the last of it into your parched mouth. You try to forget about spiders and centipedes and think more of the pleasant things, like the doubloons and pirate treasure. You wipe your mouth and the back of your hand and put your water bottle back in your pack. There are a few boats out on the bay, but none seem to be sailing near the island. Another half an hour's walk and you are back at the resort. It is time to make a decision. Do you go check in with your family on page 68, or go and take one of the sailboats out to the island on page 39? So it's up to you as usual, beach class. Make your decision, vote via Class Dojo, and I'll read on tomorrow.